This video is sponsored by.
Okay, am I live? Okay, we're live. Alright. The stream set up, nearly set up. Let's just put this live. I'll copy it to Twitter. Hunter Hunter 402 dropped yesterday. Doing live reaction. Might be a death this chapter. One of the princes. Highly likely. Should be good, I hope. We might find out who beyond's son or daughter is. One of the princes. I think Prince Tyson, maybe one of the ones in the middle. I don't think it's Serejnik, too obvious. Any of the high up ones, not likely. I think. But it's been interesting to see what happens with Melody in this chapter with Kacho and the third prince. If there's an alignment with them and Kurapika and Oito and Wobble, should be interesting because the person that Kurapika, the bodyguard last week, was part of Zhang's crew. So let's get right into it. So excited for this one. In the event that the chapter is called Letter, so maybe we're gonna get a letter or something. In the event that the third, fifth, and 14th princes be the last standing, the 5th and 14th princes will withdraw from the succession war. Okay, 10th day, Tuesday, 1:30. So I think like an hour's passed since the last chapter, something like that. Prince Wobble, I understand, but to Beppa, on the other hand, have any official documents been drawn up as proof? Yes, in addition, Prince Wobble's team has requested that Sakata and Hashito remain with them indefinitely. So, on top of our peace treaty, Kurapika also accepted my partner contract. Affirmative. His only condition is that the prince and queen be present when he comes to this room, and the third prince's private guard has requested they be present as well to divulge information. That's actually better for us. If you get to live with Prince Wobble and Queen Obito too, so they're colluding with Wobble. No, with Kurapika. Oh, this is that Rihan guy. Hear that fucked up ability. Here, as a token of my appreciation, this is your second coin, right? The coins. Give me the money. The more you climate, the greater the reward. Yes, sir, it would be an honor. By the way, if you keep that on you at all times, you'll be endowed with good luck, including a surrender clause is progress. But in this war, is surrendering even a positive thing? And what's with this coin? I assume that something would happen after the 10th day, but perhaps it won't activate while it's in my possession. Serejnik didn't come to the banquet, meaning an alliance with me isn't one of his priorities. And I can't waste time while Benjamin's private guards are targeting me. I need to redirect their attention to Chorai somehow. At the next meeting, please highlight how close you are to Prince Chorai's side for the first prince's guard. Okay, so Rihan's looking on the Nen Beast behind it. Her Nen Beast appeared right after signing the peace treaty. If that wasn't just a coincidence, then it could mean a conditional type ability. So we have this guy, the second in command. He clicks something off his shoe, squeezes it, and spoosh, something happens. One of our country's many mass murder tools. A flaw was discovered so it never made it out of development. But if used properly, it can be perfect silent killer at first. The symptoms resemble gastroenteritis, and it's this misdiagnosis that will lead people to think it's infectious. If one plays it by the book and quantifies the target, you can keep unnecessary deaths down. The viral bodies are weak and won't last 30 seconds once airborne, but should a human inhale it during that time, it will spread throughout the body and cause multiple organ failure within half a day. Wow, the text blogs. It's real. It's a light novel. It also causes the target's body to decompose quicker, so the bacteria will help mask the cause of death in autopsy. Okay? In a room with no air circulation, it has a 100% success rate at the hotspot. Okay? It fell out of use because the potency falls off rapidly as you get further from its deployment, but it's perfect for this task. Okay? With this, I'll erase Hulkenberg. Will you now? So Benjamin Hulkenberg gonna go at it. I think that'll be pretty cool. This chapter, next chapter. How many seconds? 9.67. He just ran 100 fucking meters in 9.6. That beats Usain Bolt's record easily. Damn, finally beat 10 seconds. Still a long way to go. Let's try again in another 10 seconds. Finally. And he's multitasking. 11th day, Wednesday, 8 a.m. So another day's gone by. I had mastered Zetsu from birth, and it still took me an entire year of training to reach this level. They even call it the 10-second wall, and yet half a year for me is one day for him. It's like going into the room of spirit and time, the hyperbolic time chamber with this cunt. No, it's excellent progress. The growth is unprecedented. Theta was right. Judging from his personality, this guy will just use politics or Nen to satisfy his own desire. I've got to do something. Oh wow, that Nen-based. Togashi, let's get the... what is this Nen-based? According to her, an ability activates when he enters Zetsu, which is incredibly rare even among specialists. My only theory is that when an N-beast is constantly blessed with such a raw amount of aura, and then has it cut off by Zetsu, the ability triggers. Then again, Theta being manipulated by the attack she suffered is also a possibility. And he's looking at his phone like he's addicted to his phone. Regardless, I've still not even seen the thing. Prince, it's about the hunter named Senritsu, huh? It'd be stupid to make a move without more information. Okay. It seems... So Senritsu, the guard with Zhang Li, who had the peace discussions, the alliance negotiation talks and the signing with Kurapika. So now that 3, 5 and 14 are in alliance, the princes, and that if they're the ones alive, now that we know it's only Zhang Li that will win, that will become king, if that does happen. It seems the Justice Bureau also doubts her alibi and has decided to prolong her death. Prince Benjamin appears to be of the same opinion. He's posted his own soldiers to keep lookout. Don't get outmaneuvered by that giant oaf. Keep meeting with her, get her on our side, and find out what she's thinking. Okay? He's maintaining Zetsu while running, playing a game. He's playing a game on his iPad or his fucking phone. Only those who have trained for decades should be able to do that. Anyone can do both. Come on, multitasking. I can't even do that. This sucks. I feel insecure just watching him. Theta, you're amazing. Okay, then we got a little nod on girls. Oh, we're looking at Fugestsu here. Kacho and Melia. I saw it when she was getting changed. It looks like a bad bug bite. Definitely wasn't there when she tried to escape. This looks like injection marks, Melody says. 11th day, 6 a.m., 2 hours before Serejnik's time. That's not possible. After we tried to escape, she returned to her room and then got brought straight here. Come on, you can figure this out, Melody. I know that it's likely a new mark. A mark, Kacho says. Some Nen users have several conditions in order to use their abilities, Melody states. She likely stepped on a trap and accidentally cleared one of them. Remember how strange she was acting yesterday? It's my magic, Kacho says. Oh, thanks. I could only use it once a day before, but all of a sudden I'm able to use it as much as I like. Wait, so a Nen user has tricked her into thinking she can use it as many times as she likes? We have to test her ability. I'm sure 2 doors will appear. One of them will be the enemy's trap. We have to show her and convince her. Convince her she'll quit the second she realizes it's an attack. That'd be nice, Melody says. Judging by her actions, she may be addicted. You're telling me it's like a drug? Kacho screams. How awful. It's all I can think of would explain such a sudden change, Melody replies. At first, I thought one of the princes she requested a visit wanted to negotiate, but I was mistaken. At this rate, her body and soul won't last more than a few days. It's just overpowering from the Nen. It must be a non-discriminatory type attack that affects all who get caught in a trap. Melody, you gotta figure this out. Like Kacho, and this is crazy. Like Kacho's still got her mind, even though she's dead, and the Nen beast is taking over her body, kind of like. And the Nen beast doesn't have a clue for it either. So Melody's got to figure this out somehow, or what's going to happen to Fugestsu. What can we do? Well, we have to stop the user, but finding them without any leads is near impossible. I've got an idea, Kacho says, and we go to Luzurus. Okay, the 7th Prince Luzurus, Melody says. Yeah, he's got to be using the mafia to flip drugs, Kacho says. Makes sense. It wouldn't be strange if that was his Nen beast, but the prince himself might be unaware of the target. So even if you're right, getting him to stop will be almost impossible. Kacho continues. Then we've got to beat him or his Nen beast. There's no time to waste. I understand how you feel, but we need a plan, Melody says. I've got one, Kacho replies. Fuchin did a bunch of tests to see how far she can go with her power. I don't know if there's some kind of barrier sealing the ship, but she couldn't open a door outside of it. Here we go. That said, she did manage to connect a room with a lifeboat. Meanwhile, she can go there whenever she likes, but there's still one thing we've never been able to test, whether or not another person can enter the tunnel. Exactly. One of them enters, one of them can close it, but I think it should be fine. The condition is the outgoing door shuts if Fuchin enters it, and the return door shuts if I enter it. When we were kids, we had servants join our games too, meaning that until we enter, others are free to use the doors. I'd really like you to test it, Senritsu. Kacho, Melody says, we're going to need more personnel. At least someone to carry Prince Luzurus to the lifeboat while I keep him unconscious with my flute. Ideally, he would agree to the escape room and go on his own accord, but I doubt that he's that stupid. So we're going to need your ability, Senritsu. Next up is someone to poison or restrain him right before and then. No, it's best if the cause of death remains ambiguous. I'll carry him, the other security guard says. Doing it during our intel gatherings makes for the perfect alibi. His private guard will probably claim they were hypnotized by your sound, but that won't be a problem. I'm sure they would test positive for drugs, so we could chalk it up to as a hallucination. The story will be suffering from an overdose the prince made, plans to flee the ship, and pass away from a sudden heart attack, the guard says. Thoughts? Kacho asked Melody. I don't have any problems with the plan per se. There's just one thing. Where will you link the doors to? Melody asks. And Kacho says Prince Luzurus' room, right? Which means Fugestsu needs to have actually been there, correct? Melody asks. Yeah, Kacho replies. I don't follow. Can you explain? The guard says. Fugestsu needs to have the area where she wants to use her ability, Melody says. She'll need to get into Prince Luzurus' private chambers, Kacho says. And the guard says, please leave that to me as well. Just think of a reason why Prince Fugestsu would need to meet the other princes. The Justice Bureau is monitoring her, so naturally will accompany her. There should be no risk of assassination. Other princes, not just Prince Luzurus, Kacho says. It's a good opportunity to increase the amount of locations she can use, as well as hiding our true objective, the guard says. You're right, it's cleaner that way. So how about this, Kacho says. Not bad. Claiming the letter is your dying message will intrigue the princes, and they'll likely accept if we can vouch that it's safe. As a precaution, it'll allow us to direct access without informing them about our visit, the guard says. But I'm not sure they'll let a younger prince hand it to them directly, Kacho replies. Especially Luzurus. I'm sure he has a ton of things in his room he doesn't want the Justice Bureau seeing. Guard replies, well, that depends on the negotiation skills. Worst case scenario, I'll file for a warrant and enter by force, inform Prince Fugestsu. And they look at him. I believe I've already made my feelings clear, but no, it's fine, we get it, Melody says. There's something else I think we need to confirm. If you assist us further, we won't be able to return. Are you really okay betting everything else? Melody asks. Of course, but it's not only out of my feelings for you, the guard says. I support Fugestsu's claim because I believe it'll lead to the radical change the system needs. Especially with Kacho by her side, which will appease her mother as well. I can't hear even the faintest change to his heartbeat. As long as I can't determine if he's lying, I have to be prudent and think of him as an enemy. For now, we still have value to him or whoever's manipulating him, okay? So, Fugestsu's guard, bit iffy. We'll see what happens. I didn't join the Justice Bureau blindly to uphold the law. It was to make our world a better and kinder place. And Melody thinks I must maintain this relationship for Prince Fugestsu's sake. And if that means dirtying my hands, I will gladly shoulder the burden, even if that new world rejects me in the end. I'll show you all, buddy. Okay, we've got the coming out, Fugestsu, the guard. She looks, she's just, she's fucking distraught over what she saw. I think the beast is eating her up. Investigate. I request a meeting with the first prince. The guard says, state your business. The military man says, we'd like to deliver a letter penned by the 10th Prince Kacho for the first prince, the guard says. Before Prince Kacho passed away, oh shit. So he knows, but Melody doesn't know. She penned letters addressed to each prince. Shit. She wished for each of them to be handed directly to the princes upon her death. The Justice Bureau will stand responsible for any potentially hazardous materials such as gunpowder or drugs should they be found within the letters to prevent her tampering. We ask that Prince Fugestsu be permitted to deliver the letter. Okay, well, so Melody's the only one that doesn't know. Pass. So this is like he's doing this to set up Melody and Kacho probably. Pass it up, like to go on the boat, get Luzurus. He'll probably tell Luzurus about it, and then just cut, and then just rendezvous, set up Melody and Kacho. Pass it. I'll hand it over to the prince. One of Benjamin's guards states, and Fugestsu's guard states, this letter likely contains important information pertaining to the succession war. If you go against the departed prince's wish, then the credibility of the document may be put into question. Understood, let them through, Benjamin says. There is one small thing nagging me. Speak. And look at the Nen beast just covering her. Zoo. I see, this is very bad and it's only the preliminary symptoms. Thank you for granting me permission to visit Big Brother. Okay, so I don't think Fugestsu's going to die because it looks like she's just going to obey Benjamin after this in terms of like who Beyond was going to kill. But let's continue. Do I have permission to cross the room? Fugestsu asks. Of course, Benjamin replies. And you see all the Nen beasts around Fugestsu just absorbing her, unlike Benjamin just has complete control of his. And damn, like Benjamin's berserk-like Nen beast just destroyed Fugestsu's, it seems. They were exercised just as I thought. Oh, he just exorcised it. They're low-ranking curses that possess those that have weak hearts and frail bodies. Okay, that makes sense. It doesn't appear to be Fugestsu's own guardian Nen beast, nor part of a plan. Did they latch on due to her despair at... Oh, it's not her own Nen beast. Losing a sister. I won't last another 10 days like this. She won't last another 10 days like this. And you want me to open it while you are present? Benjamin asks. If that is satisfactory, Fugestsu's guard says, in case there's information relating to the succession war, I can act as the Justice Bureau's witness. Nothing political, just a standard letter. I see no reason to show you. Letter aside, have you found Moose yet? Benjamin asks. Fugestsu's guard replies, judging from the time the first Prince Benjamin froze communications, we searched the most critical locations, but we have yet to find anything. We can still search all of the prince's bases by force if you like. No point. We both know the debate on who actually wields the power in Kalkin always ends up in a stalemate. Regardless, it's not urgent enough to warrant imposing martial law, Benjamin replies. You're right, Fugestsu's guard states. I'm glad he's so forthcoming. And he thinks there are different levels of law enforcement. This case would only be a military level crisis, but he jumps straight to considering martial law, which only concerns national level threats. This confirms Prince Benjamin plans to abuse his power, so he was focused on the letter that he let his true thoughts slip. We were right to come when Captain Balsamilko was away. Seems like having all the princes read the letters was a good call. And then with Tubepa, with Tyson giving the letters, I'm thankful meeting face to face is a small price to pay. If it keeps the Justice Bureau on my back, we're the ones who are grateful for your cooperation. Facilitating communication between the princes is one of our priorities. And then we have it, giving the letter to Luzurus. Now, I'm wondering when they give the letter to Oito and Wobble and Kurapika, Kurapika's going to tell Melody. I think their plan's going to get stopped. Really sucks about your big sis, huh? Indeed. Thank you for your condolences. This guy drinking, I don't know what the fuck that is, some type of drink. And Basho looking on, he's reading it. Well, I'll be damned, she went out with a bang, huh? She mentioned anything about these letters here? Like, you'll receive the same letter too? No, she didn't mention a thing. Guess she wouldn't want her little sis getting caught up in this. It don't relate directly to the war, but best let one of the big bureau bigwigs read this. And the guard reads, I'll confirm its contents, even though I'm the one who leaked it and had Kacho write them. It's a great opportunity to shake up the other prince's dynamics too. Okay, here we go. How do you intend on doing that? The Bureau has gathered confidential information on each of the princes, the guard says. They're like little bombs we keep close to our chest in order to maintain peace and balance, and I can assure you that they will shake things up. It doesn't make sense for a young prince like Kacho to know that kind of information. Well, if the princes sniff the source of the leak, they'll get frantic for sure. If people start looking at Fugestsu, I will protect her, the guard is thinking. I'll ensure she's not sent back to those dangerous dormitories, at least not till the war's over. I didn't expect Luzurus to reveal his letters, the guard states. Maybe he's thinking he's even more scrupulous than anticipated. It contains information about Prince Serezhnik. If it's only this letter, then it amounts to nothing more than a rumor. And Luzurus looking at the guard and Fugestsu, she's like, I don't care who wins, as long as it's not Serezhnik, okay? It could just be meant to stir the pot, but I'm sure if you look hard enough, you'll find some dirt. Not that I should be talking. And he's thinking, something ain't right here. Why would she be using her dying message to drop bombs about the other princes rather than protecting her little sis? Did she just lose the plot? The contents of each letter must be different for each prince, okay? Like, let the snakes eat each other while I eat four. She could ask Big Ben to protect her dear little sis, Tricky Sitch. I'll have to keep an eye out. What's right and wrong ain't for me to decide. You can hold on to that letter because that's the Bureau's job, but this letter's sus. It's all about balance, my man. It was great, he states. The guard says, if you're feeling tired, we can claim you're unwell and pass on to the other princes. No, I'm fine. I want to help in any way I can. And then Nenbeast come back and they're getting obliterated. I think maybe that's Basho's doing or Benjamin's doing before. It's like, just put a exorcism thing on Fugestsu to get rid of Nenbeast when they come, something like that maybe. Prince Fugestsu, got a minute? Basho states, my name's Basho. I'm a friend and colleague of Shinritsu's. Oh, nice to meet you, but what can I do for you? Is it true you're feeling under the weather? If so, may be able to help. Okay, what is this? Pure innocent light along the frosted roadway, shimmering so bright. By including divine terms in the haiku, in the case of healing or purification light, this Nen ability activates. The effects increases more than the use of a seasonal words, okay? It's a good luck charm, hang on to it. Thank you, I'm grateful for your time and kindness. She should keep the lowest ranking curses away at least. Okay, so that's what is keeping the curses away with Basho's Nen ability from now on. But nothing's going to change if she doesn't deal with what's eating away at her heart. The rest is up to you, Senritsu. They go away, and then Kacho goes, we should think of alternative plans in case Luzurus isn't the culprit. Let's begin the moment Fuchin awakes. Okay. If we have her move to a doctor's room for rehabilitation, we can post guards and Luzurus members, Bureau members to keep watch. It's perfect. It's the perfect alibi. Okay, so this is and 50 minutes after the Serezhnik time on the 11th day on Wednesday. So they have Kacho and Melody still have no idea what's the guards doing, giving all letters besides to Kacho, and they're thinking that the Nenbeast around Fugestsu was Luzurus when it wasn't. Just Nenbeast attaching on to Fugestsu while she's weak from Kacho's death. Right, Basho has given us a little more time. But we still haven't determined the culprit, Melody says. Thinking about practically, I can use an ocarina, but it won't change the fact that I can't do anything else while using my ability. Not to worry, the guard replies to Melody. If the tunnel is only 10 meters long, I can carry him by myself. Melody says, other than these two, the only other princes in Tier 2 is Hulkenberg, and the rumbling earlier occurred directly above us, so either his ability or his guardian Nenbeast must have been the cause. We need to figure out whether him collapsing was intended or just a side effect. I want as much information as possible and hand him the letter immediately once he awakens. Melody says, no problem. Fugestsu's guard replies, I put someone very close to me on the job. Okay, who have you put on the job? Melody's thinking, we've given the Knife Prince all of the information. Benjamin's secret, Cedric's evil doing, and even the truth about Hulkenberg's own birth. Okay. It's enough to flip this war. The truth about Hulkenberg's own birth. I wonder what that's related to regarding Beyond. Maybe the Zhang Li's guard, who is part of the family of Beyond, has already told Kurapika, who's told Melody about Beyond's son or daughter who's a prince. Maybe Hulkenberg, potentially. She's continuing to think, it's enough to flip this war on its head. Let's hope Hulkenberg can put this intel to use. Plus, one last letter to Kurapika. Okay, Kurapika is reading Melody's letter. The prince can't leave the boat as long as this damned war is still ongoing, okay? But I'm sure you can come up with a plan that won't spill any more royal blood. Well, that's not going to happen. And then the chapter ends, find the hidden path out of this war. So they're trying to go out through the door. They're trying to test with Luzurus, but Fugestsu's guard behind their back is playing games here, giving the letters to everyone. And they don't, Melody and Fugestsu still don't know, Melody and Kacho still don't know that the reasons that letters have been given to everyone besides them. They're still in communication here, so it seems like Kacho's guard hasn't told anything to Melody and to Kacho. So they go in here. Yeah, so I think it's interesting. Melody definitely thinks something is suspicious here with the guard based on the sound of his heartbeat. It's just, I think it's just whether Kurapika can get back to Melody in time and tell her that Kacho's dead, and then figure that out with the Nenbeast. But I'm interested to see what other people are saying on Reddit about this. So we'll have a quick look at the comments on the Reddit discussion. I fall asleep. A lot of information in this chapter. Didn't get the reveal of Beyond's prince, or if any other prince dies. Be waiting to see if an assassin kills on the ship or on the boat, if Luzurus is escaping with Fugestsu and the guard. That'll be interesting to see. But loaded chapter. Let's just see and comment anything if you need. But let's just read a couple of the comments. This chapter was absolutely loaded. Melody's plans, Fugetsu's curse, Tobeppa's Nenbeast joining the fray. Was so much going on. I don't even know where to begin. The part at the end there about the truth of Hulkenberg's birth. Yeah, maybe he is beyond sun. That's what I thought as well when I first read it. Because Kurapika could have just told Melody. They're in such good communication. The truth of his birth is smokescreens. I don't think he is beyond sun. The story keeps directly telling us and showing us that Sturgeon is insanely talented. Yes, him being beyond sun wouldn't be enough to explain. I think it's too obvious. Like, they look too much alike, like Isaac, Netero, and Beyond when they were younger to Sturgeon. It's just too. I think it's just too obvious. Beyond has a million kids who have had their Nen unlocked since babies and couldn't do this, and they couldn't do this. It has to be something more. Okay. Oh, those kids. Longy was Zhang guard. The third prince, either guard doesn't look that much anomaly either. They're certainly strong, but not Terra Sandwich. Let's see what else is. I'm so happy HXH is back. Who the fuck is Korai? Zhangli is how you read his name in Chinese. Okay, that's good to know, but the Japanese pronunciation is Korai. His name has been read as Korai Hoikoro in Japan this whole time, which is translated to Zhangli Hoigoro. That makes sense now. Man, they should have just kept the translations consistent. Zhang Li is a better name, I feel. The guy's name, but the one who replaced Theta as Terra Sandwich's Nen coach and Zetsu at birth. Another one of Beyond's cursed children. Confirmed, possibly. In retrospect, Salkov says his name already mentioned knowing Nen since birth, all the way to chapter 362, if I can remember. Theta knew it since birth too, if we stretch it a bit. They're like very close siblings. I don't want either to die, to be honest. Maybe Beyond has more security guards, who are his sons and daughters, part of his family, who are guards now. Soko says, just tell him, Srejnik, that Nen is something you were born with. And Theta says, I envy you. Originally I thought she was saying, I wish I was as stupid as you, so I wouldn't have to deal with this. But actually now it reads that she's envious of Solkov's outlook regarding Nen due to being born with it. Which also implies Theta isn't beyond baby. Unfortunately though, I like the potential sibling dynamic. Yeah, maybe there's siblings, maybe. Who knows if we'll get more of Beyond's sons and daughters a part of this in as security guards on the boat. This is Melody saying Hulkenberg's letter contained the truth about his birth. I think Hulkenberg being Beyond's kid is too obvious. Probably. So actually he's probably planning for the Queen's drama subplot because we haven't seen no one Uma yet. I think Hulkenberg is Unbo's abandoned child. He looks just like her, and Togashi references the Kacho bird fights with Uma, abandoning her weak hairs. Okay. Benjamin, thinking how awful upon seeing that Fugestsu is cursed, is saying, certainly when Fu asks if she can get close to him. I don't know, I thought that was sweet. Yeah, I mean, Benjamin's being nice. I mean, like Fugestsu should just stay in the corners of Benjamin. But because I'm sure he have zero issues telling one of his men to kill Fugestsu. Yeah, there's no need for him. He knows like she wants to get the fuck off there. He's not a good person, but he's also clearly not a full psychopath like Srejnik. That's true. It's nice that the military meathead has some nuance to him. Yeah, I think like Benjamin has a tiny bit of a heart, which is nice. Do you think his Nen beast reflects on how he feels and vanquishes low-level spirits? Or just sees them as a threat? I think, it's not a threat. I think he's just, being kind of a good guy. Can we also talk about Seri being a gamer like his sister and one-handing a goddamn Switch? Yeah, the man is just insane. But big ups with Prince Love. He's similarly been underestimated by everyone, but he pretty much insanely figured out about the letter that can't be trusted yet. We haven't seen Benjamin's internal monologue either, but I'm willing to bet that he legitimately disdains the Justice Department, disregards Fugestsu to the point where he doesn't consider any possible deceit. On the point of internal monologue, we finally see the Caesar does indeed think he's not a total robot, but yet again, Togashi is telling us that his lack of emotions is going to be a huge factor. Also, Solkov being Beyond's baby is incredibly huge. Think about how close Sita came to dying, living essentially only because Seri thinks she's cute in his own fucked up way. Solkov is a much greater risk of being killed. Okay, I don't know if it's Beyond. I mean, Solkov. It shouldn't be. I mean, Longy is one of the bodyguards that works for Prince Serechnik. Yeah, probably not. I mean, it's not impossible. It's not impossible, but okay. Let's see what else is there. What the hell are the coins going to do? Not that's interesting. Not a damn thing. Well, then he's just putting NFTs and crypto into Hunter x Hunter now. Togashi. Good guy Basho with that poem. So I think Fugestsu might die, but it's very interesting how much focus she's having, plus how many important people are supporting her. The Justice guy is super sus to have and want to use all that information. Hopefully we'll get 403 next week, I'm sure. Curious what's in store for Hulk and Boo. We're going okay, yeah. Is there anything what anyone's thoughts are about Melody and Kacho and Fugestsu? Still, let's see. I wonder if Melody's suspicion that Kaiser is manipulating himself, being manipulated by someone, a mystery, and he's actually is just the one unflippable guy to have ever lived, lol. He actually is just the most unflippable guy to have ever lived. So this guy Kaiser is on the Justice Board. On the same note, Kaiser's constant poker face might be a setup for him having a major emotional reaction to something later on screen in anger. That's what I've been thinking this whole time. Like he's acting weird because he's just like that. He's genuinely in love with her. Oh, that's weird. It's weird that someone could be manipulating him with such precision and choosing to have him come off so unflappable and calm, yeah. My theory is that it's a self-manipulation ability made by Caesar in order to prevent any and all mind control, as manipulation abilities cannot target someone who's already being manipulated. Caesar. Who is Caesar? I think the downside might be that he can't show any emotions. It's an ability perfect for being a judge, but kind of terrible for anything outside of it. It might be even as simple as I manipulate myself so that I do not display or react emotionally to anything, which neatly protects him against other manipulators, allows him to maintain the calm, reasoned facade, and possibly remain calm and reasonable at all times, always acting on cold logic to ensure justice. But it means as long as he's protecting himself and his mental armor, he can't actually come out of it either. You know, something, let the walls down, come out of your shell, but made into an ability and trapped in a situation where actually lowering it could immediately spell ruin. With his scheming, Kaiser has always been honest. Yeah, it's going to be interesting what happens with Kaiser. I mean, I'm really seeing... it could be a self-manipulation. It could be someone's manipulating, but he's so calm about it, so it makes me think it might be more self-manipulation. Going to get Luzurus to the boat possible, but very likely Luzurus is going to suspect something, and I'm really not sure of Kaiser's motives at this stage. Could he be just... I mean, it's strange to not give Kacho a letter and give everyone else a letter without them knowing about it. So it makes it seem like Kaiser's going after Kacho, but he knows he's dead. So I don't know what the point is of that is, but he could be trying to set up someone, but I think maybe he just wants to do good and get a couple of them out of there, like Fugestsu and Luzurus, just just get them out of there. We'll see what happens with Melody, and with an alliance with Kurapika and Zhangli, but still waiting to see what happens with Beyond's son or daughter, one of the princes, and if a death's going to occur. I think we're going to have a death of Fugestsu maybe next week before the assassin, Silent Majority, or one of the other assassins, kills another prince. So very exciting. If you like the video, post watching it. If you haven't read the chapter yet, or just you can read through along. But yeah, links in the description, Twitter, my email list, Discord. Follow and friend me there. Like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Hunter x Hunter content, live reactions. Hit the notification bell when these live reactions come out. Thanks everyone. See ya.